There's so much debate over food and diet these days that it's easy to feel guilty and uncertain whenever mealtime rolls around. In this video, we'll sort through the noise and give a clearer picture of what works and what doesn't for those with fibromyalgia. Welcome to Fibro Pulse, I'm Linda. Because of my fibro, I've tried anything and everything over the years when it comes to food. Sometimes I would go pretty extreme on not eating sugar or carbs or animal products, and then work my way back to the middle. Eventually, I'm able to find a sort of balance of what makes me feel healthier and stronger. Though what that is has changed over time. It was definitely easier to be lax when I was younger. Nowadays, I feel the consequences pretty much immediately after I eat that bowl of pasta or drink that beer. Like in this example, many people with fibro have found that they're sensitive to gluten. But if they don't know to check for it, then they might be going about their lives like I was, not realizing what a strong impact it's having on them. There are so many things to consider that extend far beyond the chemistry and nutrients of the food itself. Where did this food come from? Was it harvested ethically? What kind of toxins are in the food I buy regularly? And is it possible to get organic versions? Do I want or need to lose weight to help feel better with my condition? Are there foods that are particularly good or bad for people with fibro? Can I even afford to eat as healthy as I should? There's so much to think about, it can make your head spin. And of course, a lot of these things are things you already know you should be doing. It's actually doing them that's the hard part. Let's talk first about some generally accepted diet recommendations, specifically for people with fibromyalgia. In the Fibro Manual by Dr. Lipton, she states that many fibro people do well on a paleo-type diet, emphasizing meat, vegetables, and healthy fats, and avoiding grains and dairy. Inflammation is an especially difficult problem for fibro folks, and certain foods exacerbate it. And the most common sensitivities are to gluten, dairy, and sugar. If you really want to check the food sensitivities for yourself, and have a lot of self-discipline, the best practice is to completely eliminate all the suspected foods from your diet for at least 6 weeks. Then, reintroduce them one at a time and observe your response. This is really hard to do though, so let us know if you successfully pull it off. We also recently did an informal survey with our Instagram community, where we asked which diet changes were the most helpful with fibromyalgia. We got a lot of really great responses. Not surprisingly, a lot of the foods were framed as things to take out of your current diet. Here are the results in terms of stuff you might benefit from removing from your diet. The top response was sugar and artificial sweeteners. This was followed by gluten as a close second. Next was a tie between dairy and carbs. Carbs being along the lines of the keto diet that's really popular right now. After that came meat and alcohol, also tied. And rounding off the list were nuts, MSG, caffeine, soy, and lectins. This is such a huge list, it can feel like, what the heck am I even supposed to eat? Another way to reframe the diet issue is to ask which foods should I take into my body. Other people on Instagram mentioned looking for whole foods. In other words, natural foods that aren't processed with additives and fillers. Another perspective that was mentioned, and that I've also used myself, is to focus on a plant-based diet. Society has conditioned us to think about a meal being centered around the meat in it. But if you change your perspective to think about the vegetables and fruits first, it can make a big difference. When looking at a menu or preparing something at home, think about what plants you want in it first. Then maybe you add some meat on the side, or not. At the end of the day, the most sustainable approach to food is moderation. As Angela W. mentioned on Instagram, it's okay to allow yourself occasional treats like dark chocolate or cupcakes, because life is too short and food should be pleasurable. And really, don't just take my word on any of these things. I know I'm very distrustful of people who claim to have the answer when it comes to diet. Try out different things for yourself. A lot of people with fibro say cutting out gluten works for them. but you won't really know until you try it for yourself and see how it affects your body. Do you have any amazing under-the-radar diet tips for fibromyalgia? Any conventional diet wisdom that you've tried and turned out to be a total flop? Is there any treat you miss dearly, but the pain it causes just isn't worth it? Please share your thoughts with the community in the comments section below. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please subscribe, like, and share. It makes a huge difference to our channel and helps get the word out. Also follow us on social media, and then come join the community at fibropulse.com.